Hey YouTube, this is Logan with Hideaway Homestead coming to you today to talk to you about one of my favorite plants for rabbit fodder, and that is the comfrey plant. Here we have the comfrey plant, the long leaves here, long wide leaves with little purple flowers. This is a variety called Bocking 14. Now there are several different varieties of comfrey. The most common that you'll see that people sell are Bocking 14 and Bocking 4. Um, I have Bocking 14, and I can tell you a lot about Bocking 14. As far as Bocking 4 goes, the only thing that I've heard with it that's different is I think the leaves are a little bit shorter and rounder, and they say that it's more palatable to animals, so it works better as a fodder. That being said, I am extremely happy with the Bocking 14. My rabbits eat it and love it. This plant is just an amazing plant. So many good things to say about it. For one, we'll just start, since we've got the little purple flowers here, it's excellent for pollinators. Now this particular variety, the Bocking 14, and I'm pretty sure the Bocking 4 as well, are what are called sterile varieties. So they're going to produce a flower, but they're not going to produce seed. All of these have to grow by root cuttings. So you'll get root cuttings, or you'll divide the crowns, which it means just the place where the plant grows up from the root. You divide those to propagate them, to make more plants. So these here, I can dig them up, cut up the roots into little pieces, and then put them anywhere I want. Now, wherever you put them, that's where they're going to be. They will spread out from this area, but they do it little by little because they're growing by root. They're not going to spread seed, which is a good thing. Now this plant is extremely hardy. You can cut it down and cut it down and cut it down, and it's going to continually grow back. So wherever you plant it, you want to plant it somewhere where you want there to be comfrey. You can get rid of it. It's not like it's impossible to kill, but it is going to be a chore to do so. I cut mine down pretty aggressively to feed to my rabbits, so it can take a really good beating before it'll actually just give up and die. Um, it's a really good protein content. Excellent feed for rabbits. Really excellent feed for just about uh, any livestock. Now there is some, I guess you'd say, lore around comfrey, some scary juju that everybody says, oh, it causes cancer, it'll kill you, animals die from it. I don't have links to the studies, but you can look it up on the internet and you can see exactly what it is that they did to prove that this plant is harmful. And what they did was they took extracts from, I think it was the root or the plant, and they fed that to baby mice, and I'm pretty sure that's about all they fed them. So of course something's going to die if you do that. I think you want to go with about a third at most of an animal's diet with comfrey. And I'm pretty sure there's been studies with pigs about that. But go do your own research on that just to be sure. Don't just trust anything that I say on that. But the plant itself is safe for animals to eat. You could eat it though. I would not recommend it. It does not taste good, to me anyway. But this plant not only is wonderful for animal fodder, but it's also really good as a medicinal plant. Anytime we get bug bites, especially mosquito bites and stung by fire ants, we'll come out here and just take one of these leaves off and crush it up. Now you got to do it pretty quick after it happens, but you crush it up and rub it on the place where you've been stung or bitten, and you're looking at pretty much nothing showing up. If you have small scratches and scrapes, anything that's real shallow, it'll help to heal the skin. You don't want to use it on deep wounds because you can actually seal the surface of the skin too quickly before everything's allowed to heal on the inside and push all the bad stuff out. So you could get an infection if you do it on a deep wound, so steer clear of that. So we've got good for pollinators, excellent animal feed, and it's also medicinal. This plant also, just one more thing, as you can see, I've got it planted here underneath my peach tree, is wonderful to plant with fruit trees, and I think really any trees, because it's a nutrient accumulator. The roots go down about 14 feet, so you are mining a ton of mineral and nutrients from way down low and bringing it up to the surface. So anytime you have this plant get up to its max height, you just chop it down and use it as a mulch, and then allow it to grow again and chop it down and use it as a mulch. So plenty of uses for this plant. You should have this plant on your homestead, in your yard. Um, the only place I don't think I would try to grow it would be maybe on a balcony. So wonderful plant. I've got it planted here in a polyculture. I think it does really well with other plants. Although there are certain plants that can choke it out, like this mint may end up choking this comfrey out eventually. As you can see, I got some sweet mint and some spearmint planted around this, and it's just doing great for the peach tree. So if you've got any questions about Comfrey or anything else to add, leave it down in the comments section, and like this video if it was helpful. And if you'd like to see more things like this, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.